My name is Julie, and this is one of my personal horses, Kodiak. We're going to be talking about our different kinds of restraints that we would use. We're just going to go into one of our simple restraints, which would be, like your first level would be just simply a halter and a lead rope. Your halter, just basically you have a hold of your horse. You have your pole pressure up here, and then your nose pressure up here, not very severe at all. You have a hold of them. You always want to have a hold of your horse. If you're doing anything with them, if you have your vet out, that is, just doing an exam or, pulling coggins or anything like that, you always want to have a hold of your horse. And another tip would be, if your vet is working on this side of the horse, you always want to be on this side. And then if she's on the other side of the horse, you also want to be on that side. That's just a safety thing that, we always do. And then another restraint that we would do would be a chain. It just looks like a regular chain, and then it has a clip on the end of it. And what you would do is you would just take your regular lead rope and you're going to clip it to the end of your chain. Some people like to do this differently. It just depends on the person. There's different ways that you can run this through your halter. It just depends on what you're doing. But if you're just doing like a regular chain over the nose, you just want to go through the side. You want to pull it all the way through, and then you'll go around. And you always want to stay straight over the nose. Some people like to crisscross it and then go under, but then you're not really getting the effect of it. Then it's just laying on the halter and the chain is not on the nose. So then you just want to go through like this. Make sure you get it pulled all the way. And then you want to go under the halter, not over, because then again, it'll be on the halter, not on the horse. And then you want to clip it onto the side. Now the chain, right now, it's not really doing anything. The only way that this, would help you would be your pressure. You pull on it, it puts pressure on the nose, which is a very sensitive part of the horse. It'll get you a little more control, not typically for bad horses, usually for horses that, won't stand still. They're not really being bad, you just need a little more control over them than just the halter. And then another way that you could use your chain, you would unclip it from here. You're gonna go pull it from underneath, and you're just gonna clip it up at the top. That gives you a little extra room, and you're gonna do a lip chain. Typically when you do a lip chain, you wanna have a hold of your horse, grab their nose, pull up on it. He's not gonna be happy about this. And then you just tighten on it. It's just gonna sit on their lip right there. Now, same thing, I'm not putting any pressure on this at all. He does not like that. The only way that, you'd be getting more control is the more you tighten it, the more pressure you have. Now, typically you would use this on a bad horse. A lot of race horses, they use these on. It just, once again, you have nerves under there. They're just pressing on them, and it gives you a lot more control, especially if you're, putting more pressure on it than usual. And if you want to take it off, just pull it up and pull it over. I'm going to take this off for a second so I can go into a couple of more demonstrations. Because he don't need that. So a couple of more different things that you could do would be like twitches. Usually most hospitals have a twitch bar. It's like a wooden bar, and it has either a rope on the end of it or a chain on the end of it. And usually they would just put it onto the nose and they twist it, and it gives them more control. Usually if your vet is trying to inject, their hocks or horses that are bad for shots or anything like that, you typically just, kind of move it a little. I don't really know how to explain that. What it is a piece of rope that you tighten onto the nose, and then while the vet is there, you just kind of move it a little. That way that they are paying attention to you and the rope on their nose, and they're not really paying attention to what the vet is doing, whatever it is that they are doing. Another thing that you could do would be like a shoulder roll. What you do is you get to where their shoulder is, and you kind of pinch down on it, and you just pull like that. Sometimes that doesn't always work. It can have a opposite effect, just like any other thing else. Sometimes it can upset the horses more than help you out. And then another thing that you could do would be an ear twitch. You just grab your ear and you pull down on it. Most of the time this does work. I really haven't had any issue with it. If you're trying to, put their head down, that's a really good, useful thing to do. And I think that's about it on the restraints.